नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषाशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे हे श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय, गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि की जय। So Hare Krishna, welcome everybody for the conceptual overview of the Bhagavad Gita. We are doing session number 11. Today we are going to discuss the role, position, and the function of Devatas, and we are also going to discuss the divine and demoniac natures, and also about the three modes. Some other characteristics of the three modes, and how what does it mean to what is the food in different modes and things like that. Some examples. Okay. So where are we? We are coming closer to the end of the series. Then, among all we did the introduction, 5 main topics in detail, how to break the cycle of karma, which is the most temporary thing among all the 5 things. We also discussed the different yoga systems, and we saw the Bhakti Yoga is the most practical for this day and age. That's what we will discuss more in a next concluding session, next session, where how to take this whole series home. What do we do to practice Bhakti Yoga in this age? We also discussed about the role of mind and senses with the chariot example, how the senses are like 5 horses could create havoc for the soul who's sitting as the passenger when they are out of control. But whereas the same mind, when it's properly controlled, then it can also be a friend, and at moments, within seconds, it can take us to Vrindavan or any other place, and we can be part of Krishna's pastime. So then we also need to understand then, not just my actions are the source of the results. So causing results, there are other 5 factors. So we should not be disturbed when results don't happen exactly the way we wanted, right? And we should be equipoised in success, failure, and happiness, distress. We should just tolerate matra, sparshastu, kauntriya. Like that, we discuss all that. So we are in this session now. So we'll cover all this, trying to do all this today. Who are Devatas? What is a proper and improper way to worship them according to Bhagavad-gītā, and the 3 modes of material nature: goodness, passion, ignorance. And there's another mode called more of pure goodness, and the natures, divine and demoniac natures. So we will start this. Okay. So first, before we get into the first topic, we need to understand basically the role of demigods. We need to again go back and revisit the description of the worlds we had already, the spiritual worlds. So basically, we all understood that there are 3/4 of the creation is the spiritual world, and 1/4 is the material world, right? So within that, there are many, many universes, right? So, and here in the spiritual world, there are many Vaikuntha planets where Krishna expands as Narayanas appropriately and is taking worship different places. And this is all completely eternal. Any place we are here, we will be fully free from cycle of birth and death. But whereas the material world is wherever you go within, like even to Brahmaloka, you have to come back again. Okay, that's what we understood, right? Now we will zoom into one. So how the creation happens is that Mahavishnu, he exhales, then from his pore of his body, the globules, small tiny globules are getting created, and then he expands himself as um, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu within the universe, and he lies down there. That's how it happens, right? So this is the first Vishnu or Mahavishnu, Karunodakshayi Vishnu. Okay. Now, if we go to within the universe, then we see this is a Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. He's lying down in the ocean of Garbhodaka ocean, and he is actually he's a main person who's creating the energy for the whole, is the source of existence for the universe, like that. And from its navel comes a lotus flower, and first living entity, Brahma, is born. And this Brahma is also Jivatma, actually, like soul, like us, who is not a, he's different from Vishnu Tattva, which are like Krishna's personal expansions, like Narayana, Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Niruddha. Those are all Krishna's personal expansions. They never get deteriorated. But here, Brahma has a material body. He's a Jiva only, like all of us. So basically, and similarly, there are other people like that. There is sun, moon, everything, everybody within the universe. Each universe is complete in itself. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. What he's saying is, from the complete whole Krishna, many complete wholes emanate. Even then, everything within itself is complete, itself, within itself. Yet still, the original source also remains complete. What we think is, when something is created, we feel it's got separated from the original. But Krishna is not like that. He can create many things which are fully self-sufficient, but still he remains also fully intact. That's how his creation. So similarly, all the things needed for our universe, like earth, water, air, fire, ether, everything is within the universe, complete, fully there. So we don't need to borrow from other universe. Like these days, there's a trade, right? We borrow oil from Dubai, like that. There's nothing here. Everything is within the universe. So, so that then to maintain the universe or to run the universe, we need some what to say persons to take care. So for any big institution, or for example any government, right? See, Modi is the Prime Minister of India. But at the same time, he alone cannot do full government. He has some empowered people. There is a home minister, there is a minister, there is a defense minister. So they take care of different departments and they make sure the functions happen properly under the direction of the prime minister. So similarly, for the functions of the universe, there is a system. Like there are different people. Like one person is in charge of air. One person is, see here, Surya Dev, he's in charge of sun. If sun comes at a particular time, goes at a particular time. Similarly, Chandra Dev, there's a person behind it. Material science, they look at them only as objects. Okay, sun, matter, that's it. But actually, the Vedic conception is there is a person who is behind that manifestation of the energy. The soul can invigorate the inner matter, but it cannot be reversed. Matter cannot produce the soul. That's how it is. So similarly, there is Brahma for each universe. There's a Shiva. There is Durga Devi, and different people. There is Indra, and these all can be envisioned as actually roles, positions. So coming back to the original analogy we mentioned, like for example, Home Minister, it's a position. So in for few years, it is Amit Shah. Maybe after some time, something happens, they may appoint somebody else. But the home minister remains the same, but the person who occupies the post may be different. So similarly, these people, these are all positions like Indra. There are responsibilities for the position. Okay, you're in charge of rain. You take the sacrifices from the people and then appropriately give rain. That is his duty. If suppose that Jiva for some reason goes somewhere, another Jiva takes a position. Okay, these are not permanent things. That's what I'm trying to tell. Okay. So these are all roles. These are official positions, designations within the universe. So they all have to, at the end of, they will also have to die and they have to go back to the cycle of birth and death within the universe again and again and again. Except Vishnu and Shiva. Shiva also is a special tattva altogether. Otherwise, everybody else has to face a cycle of birth and death, or of course, pure devotees. Then they will go back to the spiritual world. Okay, that's the only option. So then, who are Devatas? Again, coming back together, putting everything together. They are empowered administrators. So they are given some function under the direction of Krishna. They are just doing that function. They're empowered to do certain things. Somebody is in charge of rain. Somebody is in charge of air. Somebody is in charge of water. Varuna Dev, Vayu Dev, and Indra Dev, like that, and Agni Dev, Surya Dev, Chandra Dev, like that. Roles are to be filled by qualified jivas, and they are also very, very qualified. Imagine running. We cannot imagine ourselves taking a ministerial position in a government, right? It's like, oh, it's too much. I cannot qualify myself to that. So similarly, to qualify they to that position also, it requires very, very pure and a little bit more empowered persons to be there. So like that. And then, so when we worship demigods, obviously they have given certain jurisdiction. Like for example, Indradev can give rain. So Indradev and then Vayudev can do something with thunderstorms and things like that. And for example, Shiva can give material results also, along with spiritual things. So if you worship them directly also, you can get something from them. They are powerful, definitely. Yes. But then Krishna says in Bhagavad-gītā, the faith one gets to worship them and the results they give is also coming from him only. It's as if, like, for example, if Home Minister he sanctions a scheme for a particular city, right? Even though it's given by Home Minister, but ultimately it's coming from the central government only, right? It's like that. So it seems like the immediate person, intermediate person is maybe Indradev, somebody, but ultimately is given by Krishna only because Krishna owns everything, right? He says, Bhoktaram Yagyatapatam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Jnatva Mam Shanti Vichati. He says, I am Bhokta, I am the ultimate enjoyer. And Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Matta Sarvam Pravartate. He says, I am the source of everything, and from me everything comes. So that's why he says these actually are given by me only, but some people approach the other people because it comes faster, results come faster, or they feel I don't want to go to Krishna for some reason, right? So that's a shloka here saying, Yepyanya devata bhakta yajante shraddhayanvitaha tepi mameva kaunteya yajantya avidhi purvakam. So what he's saying is, yeah, those who devata, anya devata bhakta, they are the worshippers of anya devatas, and they worship yajante shraddhayanvita yajante. They worship them with full faith. They appeal. They also mameva. They are coming to me only. O Kaunteya yajanti. They are worshipping me only, but they are worshipping avidhi purvakam indirectly. This is not a proper way of worship. He's saying. Why? It is as if like giving bribe. Suppose a minister is supposed to give a scheme or anything, but instead of doing his duty, he slowly try to give him bribe. Okay, I'll give you this much money, give me this. Then you get the result, but you are doing a illegal system. So like that. So Krishna is telling, I am only giving everything. You come to me only. Don't try to entice the demigods because demigods are also sometimes a mixed devotees. They have material desires. So if you try to go to them, it's actually Krishna himself is saying it's not a proper way, he says. And whatever they can give, they're quick, of course, but they're temporary also because one cannot give things which one cannot have. Demigods themselves are completely under the clutches of material nature and they themselves go through the cycle of birth and death. So they cannot give liberation to anybody. That's why if you see in the history, somebody prayed to Brahmadev, right? Somebody prayed to Shiva, and they asked, for example, Hiranyakashipu asked Brahmadev, that give me immortality. So then Brahma said, I myself don't have immortality, so I cannot give you that. You ask anything else. So Hiranyakashipu thought that I will cheat him. And then he asked the boon, like, okay, I should not die outside the house, inside the house. I should not be killed by a weapon or a man or an animal. See, he tried to do the trick and do that, but ultimately Hiranyakashipu came. He fulfilled all the, boons he asked. At the same time, he killed him. Narasimhadev came, right? So, like that, the immortality can only be given by Vishnu Tattva, like Narayana, Vishnu, Rama, Krishna, and like that. But other people maybe give it temporary results. They may give like, okay, maybe house or something, but we know these are all temporary. They will go away at the moment of death. So that's why we should clearly understand what their position are and what they are. But at the same time, it doesn't give us a license to disrespect them. Just because we know Krishna is all supreme personality of Godhead and we can directly approach him, doesn't mean now we put the demigods down. They are also serving Krishna. Krishna only appointed them. So we should always be respectful to them. We should not, talk bad. Oh, family members, oh, you don't know properly. You worship Saraswati, you worship Shiva, you worship so many people. Actually, Krishna is the ultimate thing. You stop all of this. No, you don't need to talk in a very demeaning way, right? Because that's also an offense. No, there's 10 offenses to the holy name. That's one of the offense to disrespect the demigods also. So we should not disrespect them, but at the same time, our worship will go to Krishna, Vishnu, Narayana. So the main thing is we should see them in a proper connection. We should see them that they are empowered administrators appointed by Krishna. That's a proper way to give respect. See, for example, even in that ministerial example, if you take home minister, suddenly home minister and prime minister comes to a function. But let's say, disregarding the prime minister, we give lot of worship to home minister. We give lot of garlands to him. We give ask him to speak, and we give some special feasts and some clothes to him. But we ignore prime minister. So what will happen? First of all, maybe prime minister is humble. He will not feel anything. But even the home minister will feel, Arey Baba, I got this position because of my prime minister. What are you doing? That's not a proper way. I myself am feeling awkward. Don't do that. My position is under him. So you treat me like that only. I will be happy with that. So that's what they will also feel actually. The proper way to respect them is to see them in a proper connection, relationship with Krishna. For example, gopis, they pray to Katyayani, Durga Devi. But for what? To become, to make Krishna as their husband, right? Like that. Um, so they say, Katyayani Mahamaye Mahayoginyadishwari Nandagopasutam Devi Patim Me Kurute Namaha. So they go to demigods and say, oh please, but all they want is Krishna Bhakti and Krishna Prema and love and association with Krishna. So at the same time, Shiva is considered Ashutosh. He's very, very merciful. He fulfill the desires easily. He can give material things also, but he wants to give actually bhakti to Vishnu. So if you go to Shiva and say, please, Lord Shiva, can you make me a good devotee of Krishna? He'll be so happy to give whatever. It's like a topmost Vaishnava. Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. So how we approach a senior devotee and ask, please give me blessings. I want to progress in bhakti. We can ask Shiva and please give me blessings so I can progress bhakti of Krishna. So like that. And similarly, Radharani, for example, she does Surya Puja. And she says, my Surya Dev will give me Krishna as my husband. So like that. So, but the goal, what we are going to ask is important, and how we treat them and what is the connection, how we see them. That's all important. So that we don't commit offenses and we are not disrespecting them. So that's all, I think, the most of the points about Devatas. So those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way. So we can directly worship Krishna or worship indirectly through this, through demigods. Then Krishna is saying that's actually a wrong way. It's like giving bribe. Okay, that's the complete understanding about Devatas. So now, let's say if you have material desires, what do we do then? Okay, because Krishna, we are talking about pure bhakti, where you perform bhakti without any motive. But then I have this desire, I want to grow in career, I want this house, I want comforts. What should I do then? Whom do I go? Right? Then there is a very nice verse. It says that akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. So they're telling akama sarva kamo va akama. Even if you don't have kama, or sarva kama, if you have all material desires, or moksha kama, or you desire liberation, udaradihi, people who have broad intelligence, Tivrena Bhakti Yogena, by intense devotional service, focused devotional service, Purusham Param Yajeta, they worship him only. Okay. So what happens is Krishna can give everything. So because he is ultimate boss, as I mentioned. So we can directly approach Krishna, no problem, even if you have material desires. For example, Dhruva Maharaj, there was an incident where, he was a son of Suniti. His father uh, who's his Roman's father? Suniti, Suruchi, Uttanapada, his father. Uttanapada has two wives, Suniti and Suruchi. Suruchi is his younger wife, and she's very beautiful. So king was very attached to her. Whereas Suniti was the older wife. She's very noble and this thing, but somehow he was not so attracted to her. So he used to give special treatment to Suruchi. And her son is called Uttama. And Suniti's son, the elder one, so noble lady, her son is Dhruva. But both of them are same age. So one time, Uttama was playing with this father on the king's lap. He was playing nicely, and the king was giving a lot of affection. Seeing that, Dhruva Maharaj also feels, oh, I also want to play with my father, and he started running towards the to come attend the father's lap. Then immediately Suruchi, she pushes him and she tells, you are not qualified to access your father's lap. If you have to do that, you have to be born as my son. That means she's telling you die now and become my son. Then only you'll get access. And she pushed him away. And Dhruva Maharaj, even though he's 5 years old, he's a Kshatriya. So he has this mood of Kshatriyas cannot handle insult. So he couldn't tolerate. So he goes to his mother and so much anger and crying and says, okay, this is what happened. I want a kingdom bigger than my great grandfather, he says. Not only my father, I want a kingdom greater than Brahma, he told. Uttana, Uttanapada, or rather, Dhruva Maharaj's father is the son of Brahma. So he's saying, I want a kingdom bigger than my grandfather. So then he started going to do tapasya on as a 5 year old. He was walking on the forest, walking. Then mother told actually, don't hold any grudges, don't be envious, don't had any bad feelings. Everything is provided by Vishnu. He is in the forest. Go worship him. She sends him. So he walks with so much great determination. Then Narada Muni understood what is happening and he comes to him and says, oh, you're so small boy. You don't need to worry about all these things. You don't need this thing. Please go back. Then he said, Naradji, if you want to help me in my mission, you talk to me. Otherwise, don't disturb me. And he was going. Then Narada Muni understood his determination. Then he told him the process of bhakti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He told him the process how to worship. He worshipped with so much determination that within 6 months, Vishnu came and gave him darshan personally. And he then Dhruva Maharaj, by that process, he got so purified of the desire to attain kingdom bigger than the grandfather that when he sees Vishnu, he says, oh my Lord, I was asking for broken pieces of glass, but whereas now I got a diamond, now I realize, what is the use of this kingdom? Actually, I want to be with you, I want to serve you. Then Vishnu says, like, no, you already desired. So I have a plan. I will give you Dhruva pole star. I'll give you Loka, so you can rule, and that will never get destroyed, even if the whole universe get destroyed. So, you occupy that position and you rule for so many years, and after that, you can come to me. He gives that position. So, even though Dhruva approached with material desire initially in bhakti, the process of bhakti purifies our desires such that when we get that opulence, we don't again get degraded enjoying that, but rather we know how to use it in Vishnu service. So, that's how Krishna does. The other demigods, they give things immediately. But Krishna gives only when he knows it's good for us. Only when he knows that we are going to use it properly in his service. So he really cares for our spiritual welfare, Krishna. That's the main difference. But if you have anything, we can still approach Krishna, no problem at all. Okay. So now let's go to the next section. That's the concepts about demigods. Anybody has any thoughts or any questions at this point? Okay, so we'll discuss that at the end then. Okay, so we'll go to the next topic of three modes. This we already touched earlier, that everything in the material world is colored with the three modes. Sattvam rajastama iti guna prakriti sambhavaha nibadnanti mahabaho dehinam avyayam. So dehinam, the person who's holding the body, and avyayam, which is imperishable, the soul, which is imperishable, in this body, what will happen? The three modes are tying it up, tying nibadnanti, they're tying. What are the three modes? Sattva, mode of goodness, Raja, mode of passion, and Tamaha, mode of ignorance. So these are the three modes which are tying the soul within this cage of the material body. So everything what we see is contaminated with three modes. And in general, this is a chart we already discussed. The mode of goodness is pure, illuminating, and healthy. Mode of passion has lot of longings and unlimited desires. And mode of ignorance is laziness, darkness, and delusion. So we also saw how it affects the soul and everything. We also saw some examples earlier. So now we will cover. We also discussed how what is mean to act in the three modes. Mode of goodness people, they act very regulated, they are balanced, they are detached, everything. Passion, they do lot of work and they want people to appreciate them. They once they accomplish something, they have so much ego to roast themselves like that. And ignorance people, first of all, they don't even do any work. And even if they do things which harm themselves, like suicide or whatever, or maybe killing people from the other religion and things like that. And they don't consider consequences and they do activities which disregard the scriptures. So this is the action in the three modes. And similarly, we also discussed the doer in the three modes. You know, it's similar to the same thing. He's detached, devoid of false ego, determined, enthusiastic. So whatever happens, they will continue doing their activity. They're very determined, mode of goodness. But whereas passion means if you're happy, you do good. You get deviated by the modes. If you're sad, then you may lose the enthusiasm. If you get promotion, then you'll continue. If there's no promotion, it's like, oh, why I should work now? What's the point? Like that. So they're attached to the results, attached to the work, they're greedy, like that. And ignorance is like, again, same thing. They're strong, cheating propensities, they're lazy, morose. And, even if we can do something, they postpone. So this is a doer in the three modes. Now, this is all, we already covered all that. That's why I'm not spending much time there. Now, this important thing we'll cover today. Food in the three modes is very important for us to know, right? Because what we eat also affects our consciousness. If we eat food in the mode of goodness, it will help us be peaceful, help us be calm, and it gives us a clarity of thought. It gives us a determination, everything like that. So this mode of goodness food is, it increases the lifespan, it gives the purity, strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. These are more like juicy, fatty, wholesome, pleasing to the heart food, like the grains, pulses, fruits, vegetables, everything, they fall into this category. When especially when we cook nicely with devotion and offer to Krishna and eat, it nourishes not only the body, it nourishes the soul because it's prasadam. And the food in the mode of passion is either extremely salty, extremely spicy, pungent. Immediately, the moment we are eating, the tears will be coming from the ears. The cut the onions, tears will be coming. And when we eat, also the tongue will be burning, nose will be burning, inside the systems will be burning. So that means it's increasing the rajas passion to do things. It irritates us. It bothers us. It actually causes so much disturbance to the brain. It doesn't allow you to calm down. It always wants you to be on the go. Do thing. Oh, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And at the same time, you'll not be happy and satisfied. But here, these people are always stable, happy, satisfied. Okay. And ignorance means you eat things which are maybe old, uh, like 2 3 days old food, or it's almost getting spoiled, and there's no taste, and that's then untouchable things, like for example eating meat, and remnants maybe from other people. Of course, family members okay, but eating from somebody already ate and you're eating. Okay, so this will be the mode of ignorance. People who are in the mode of darkness prefer these things usually. So based on our choices, we can identify, what mode is predominant in our life currently and how we can go higher up little bit to help in our journey. And similarly, the charity also can be clarified into three modes. Charity in the mode of goodness is given out of duty. Okay, somebody gave a class and we have to give dakshina to the teacher. That's how I give. And we don't give because, oh, I give money, then they will do this for me. Like, so for example, I'm doing this Sanskrit for adult class, and I told, it's a Brahmanical service, I'm not charging upfront fees. And now so many people have joined that some people are saying, why don't you charge? So that way we can filter out the people and pick the people who are paying money. And and then they're telling, one person sent a message, oh, I am ready at 6 p.m. PST for me. Please do the class at this time. So the moment they give money, basically now I am becoming their slave. They can dictate what time I should do the class. But if I do Brahmanically without expect upfront fees, it's all my choice. I can do when I want to do what to do based. I can make the decisions based on the situation. I'm free to do. You understood, right? The difference. So one is called Dakshina, other one is called upfront fees. I'm like a slave basically. So Brahmana should always give an Dakshina after they do some service, but at the same time they should not, charge upfront like that, if at all practically possible. Okay. So then a passion means they give charity, but they expect, like for example, like a bribe, you give some minister, and then you expect, maybe my child will get a seat in a particular institution and things like that. And also they desire some results, especially, like that. And grudging mood or unwillingly, like, oh, okay, see, for example, some special occasion is happening, and the wife says, oh, husband tells to the husband, let's give some 1,000 rupees for this temple. Husband is like, no, we don't have money, I don't want to give, he'll be complaining. So you're not happily giving basically. And ignorance is, first of all, you're giving in an impure place, impure time. Like for example, you are giving near maybe a place with all junk things there, and in the night, and you're giving to maybe people who are you going to use the money for drinking, for example, or people for political reasons or whatever, and you give it without any regard, you just throw it for them, without any respect you give them. So then that's a charity in the mode of ignorance. Appropriately, the results, the karma will come back to us accordingly, appropriately based on the situation. Then again, renunciation also is there in the three modes. When we give up something, for example, we are working in the companies, and suddenly we feel, oh, I don't like this job, I want to give up this job, now I want to be a housewife. Or somebody is staying housewife for 1 year, then they say, hey, I don't have respect in the society, people are asking what I'm doing, so I'm going to work, so I'm not going to do household work anymore. In both cases, we are renouncing, but what mood we are doing, how the modes are affecting us is very important. So, in the mode of goodness, they do the duty, whatever matters, simply because it is supposed to be done. That's also renunciation. Renunciation doesn't mean stop doing the duty. Renunciation is about doing the duty without expecting the results. You renounce the results, basically. And then you're done without association, everything, and done without any desire for results. That's all together. Then, in the passion, when you renounce something, you give up because it's troublesome to you. For example, I will not take bath during winter season because I don't have current, I don't have hot water facility. Oh, I know for the period of 3 months, I will not take bath. I will not cook because it's so hot. I will order from outside, I will eat. So these are all basic duties for a mother to take bath in the morning and cook for the family. So if you give up those duties because they are troublesome, then that is called renunciation in the mode of passion. Okay. And then similarly, mode of ignorance, you give up because you don't even know what the duties are, out of illusion and lack of knowledge. It's like, okay, why when somebody has to take bath? Who told? Where is the source we should take bath? Why we should take bath after using restroom? All these things, they don't even know, the sense of cleanliness and everything, and they just don't do anything and just be lazy, living life like a normal dog. See, for example, animals, they don't take bath. They also have eating, sleeping, mating, defending. They have kids like anything, and they do everything. So we also do like that without taking bath, without cooking properly, with a clean way, without offering, and eat like that. Then we are almost like coming down our, bringing our status to animal life. Then Bhagavatam says we are no better than Dvipada Pashuhu. We are like two-legged animals. So that's why we have to elevate our consciousness step by step with knowledge. That's why knowledge of Bhagavad-gītā is very basic and important. Similarly, happiness is also in the three modes. So in the mode of goodness, the things we enjoy, it brings joy and destroys the sorrow. And it's actually poison in the beginning, but becomes nectar at the end. So that exactly is our chanting. Actually, of course, chanting is a transcendental stage. It's a spiritual thing. But you need in the mode of goodness. Oh, I don't like this chanting. I don't have any taste. I don't. My mind is going everywhere. But still, if you do it, then it's a poison in the beginning. The nectar will come at the end. Slowly, slowly, mind will be cleared. You'll be peaceful, happy. So this is the activity. Minimally, we should come to the mode of goodness to do spiritual activities also. Okay, and mode of passion you do because of because you like it, because it's so good for my tongue. I'm going to eat 10 gulab jamuns. It's so good to, what to say, watch this cricket match. I'll watch. So those are the happiness we get through that is a happiness in the mode of passion. Okay. And then it looks like a nectar in the beginning, but the poison in the end. Why it's a poison? Because it entangles her. As we develop the samskaras, we discuss the vasanas, we develop the samskaras. So next time another thing happens, it pulls us towards that again. Very difficult to get out of these habits again and again. Say, for example, smoking or everything, right? Even though they advertise it's injurious to health, people get to it. There is some kind of happiness, but then it intoxicates them that they cannot live without it anymore. So it's the nectar in the beginning, but it actually kills the people. The lungs get destroyed. The people die out of cancer, so many things, but still they cannot stop doing it. In the mode of ignorance, the happiness is they definitely feel happiness. Otherwise, why will they do it? Is that they are blind to self-realization, and it's beginning to end, it's a miserable thing. Like, for example, just sleeping, okay, or maybe having unlimited sexual relationship with unlimited people, right? So what will happen? You'll get some disease, and first of all, what you're doing with life and all this stuff, and then keep sleeping all the time, don't do any work, all these things. They may feel happy actually. For them, that is happiness. If you tell them, why are you wasting life, do some work, you'll be happy, they tell, no, I'm happy. Don't bother me, they will tell. So these are all people are being happy, but they're influenced predominantly by different modes. So we also need to know how to elevate ourselves like that. So then how do we conquer the influence of the modes that comes, right? So then we'll understand that actually these modes are controlled by Krishna, who's the boss of the modes. So when we surrender to Krishna, then we can slowly get out of the clutches of the modes. दैवी ह्येषा गुणमयी मम माया दुरत्यया मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते मायाम एताम तरन्ति ते. So this Maya is Duratyaya, very difficult to overcome. But Maam Eva Ye Prapadyante, who surrenders to me, Mayam Etam Mayam Tarantite. They can cross over this Maya. Okay. So the clue is to directly take shelter of the boss of the three modes. Then slowly, slowly, he will tell, okay, don't bother this person, give him more freedom. Let him, get more money. So we know that he is going to use it properly. Let him give chance to travel everywhere like that. Otherwise, we'll be more restricted. These modes, these ropes are only going to pull. You cannot go for a long distance far. But once you surrender to Krishna, these ropes can extend very far that you have more freedom to act within the material world, and because we know we are going to act it properly. Okay. So that's the translation for this. They're very difficult to overcome, but once surrender to Krishna, then we can easily overcome it. Okay, that's a way to, even though the modes are very dominating and unable to uh, control, like they are very powerful, we can take shelter of the more powerful person and be able to overcome them. Okay. So now we'll go to the next section of natures, divine and demoniac natures. So in Bhagavad-gītā 16.4, Krishna describes demoniac qualities. What are the qualities? Dambho darpo abhimanascha krodha parushyameva cha. That's what he's saying. Dambaha is like dambaha, pride. That is a want to make a show of religion, even if sinful, right? That pride. Darpaha, we are very arrogant. I have so much wealth, I have so much knowledge. We are arrogant about it. Abhimanaha, then you try to cheat people, desire to be worshipped by others. I want worship. I'm in such and such position. I'm in, I need people to bow down to me, right? Like this, people expect worship. Then krodhaha, they are always angry, anger. Then harshness, you treat others roughly and trouble them with words like that. And then ignorance, lack of discrimination and whimsical action. So if we do all of this, Krishna considers these as asuric qualities. All of this. Then the question is, what are the divine qualities? So Krishna describes a big list of divine qualities we need to cultivate. Abhayam, fearlessness, sattva samshuddhihi, purity in consciousness, jnana yoga vyavastitihi, to cultivate spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, sacrifice, Vedic study, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion for other living entities, freedom from covert cheating propensity, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, energy basically, and to protect the needy Kshatriyas, forgiveness, fortitude. Fortitude means basically determination and mental emotional strength, cleanliness, okay, internal and external, freedom from envy, okay, and freedom from the passion of for honor. So free from desire for honor. So all these things are considered divine qualities. So, and many of us have, little bit of maybe this and more of the other ones. So then how do we cultivate these qualities? Should I go to course saying, please give me a course of self-control, give me a course for sacrifice, all these things. No, this can be innately cultivated by bhakti. Bhakti gives all these qualities. See, for example, the power of bhakti is that even the Mugrari, the hunter, who was so sinful, that he used to half kill the animals, right? That person, because of association of bhakti, what happens? He became a very, very saintly person that finally he used to even watch whether he's stepping on the ants. Such a saintly person because of association of devotees and the power of bhakti. A very nice shloka, it's there here. यस्यास्ति भक्तिर्भगवत्य किञ्चन सर्वैर्गुणैः तत्र समासते सुराः हरावभक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा मनोरथेनासति धावतो बहिः. What is telling is yasya means for whom Bhagavati Bhagavati Nam basically on Krishna in Krishna akinchana bhakti asti, unalloyed devotion is there for a person. In him, sarvaihi gunaihi, all the qualities will start residing in him. And also suraha, all the demigods also will reside in him. Parantu, on the other side, harau abhaktasya, for a person who doesn't have any devotion to Krishna or Hari, kuto mahad gunaha, where are his good qualities? Because even though seemingly has good qualities of, appearing like that, Manorathena asati dhavato bahihi. Because he's always riding in the chariot of the mind. Ratha means chariot of the mind. And asati into the temporary world. Bahihi, outside, he will be running. Because he doesn't have any devotion to Krishna, all the time he's thinking about enjoying only. So because of that, their mind is always going to be restless. So he will, at a one moment, he may exhibit some good quality, but next moment he will change. Like a chameleon, he will change his colors. Gid, what is this? That animal. He'll change his colors. We may feel at workplace, oh, these people are not devotees of Krishna, but they're so nice. They talk like this nicely. They're good people. What is wrong? They're also good people. But they eat meat, but that's okay. They seems like good people only. They have humility. They have all these things. Yes, to some extent. But something happens, that's it. They will start telling lies. They will cheat. Everything for their selfish purposes because their center is themselves. They want their own enjoyment. But whereas a devotee, the center is Krishna. Then by serving Krishna, who is all of all good qualities, gradually these qualities will come automatically by cultivating devotion. So all we have to do is again increase our bhakti. So in conclusion, what is our meditation is very nice pastime. This is Durvasa Muni and his sages. Everybody would know about this, that Duryodhana was so envious of Pandavas, even though he has everything, he has so much opulence, everything. Because of the envy, he was never peaceful. Somebody was said, somebody said, "Oh, Duryodhana has everything. He should be so happy, right?" No, actually, every minute he was envious and he was very, very sad. Whereas Pandavas, they didn't have anything, but because they had bhakti, they were so happy and satisfied. So then one time they, even though Vanavasa, the Pandavas were staying, this Duryodhana had a trick. He invited Durvasa Muni and he fed him nicely because he was a king, right? Or rather, sub king or what to say, Yuvraj. So he fed him nicely. And then he told, oh, Durvasa Muni said, okay, he's also a sage, you can be easily pleased. So he said, what do you want? You tell me, I will do. He said, oh, I don't want anything. We have everything, but I want one favor. Pandavas also are very good. They also can serve you nicely. I want you to give them the opportunity to serve you. Can you go visit them also and take their hospitality? And especially, can you go after Draupadi has eaten her meal? That will be very good. He said, yeah, yeah, sure, sure, I'll go. So what happens is the Pandavas have this Akshaya Patra where they can get unlimited prasadam, but the only thing is it will stop producing once Draupadi eats the meal. So exactly when that happened, the Pandavas got news that actually Durvasa Muni arrives with so many thousands of disciples. And they say, okay, please arrange for prasadam for us. We are going to take our afternoon bath and do our Gayatri and come. They tell and go. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj and the Pandavas, they were so anxious. Oh, Durvasa Muni can easily be pleased, but he can also be easily get angry. If he curses us, that's all. What will happen? What should we do? They were so anxious. Then then Yudhishthira Maharaj comes and asks Draupadi, okay, can the pot produce more food? Then no, no, it's already produced enough. We cannot do anything. I ate already. Then everybody is anxious. Then Draupadi immediately remembers Krishna and he remembers him intensely. And she speaks a particular shloka. This is given in Mahabharata, which is also compiled in Padyavali. Very nice shloka. So I'll try to sing. तमसि रविरिवोद्यन् मज्जतामप्लवानां प्लव इव तृषितानां स्वादुवर्षीव मेघ निधिरिव निधनानां तीव्रदुःखामयानां भृशगिव कुशलं नो दातुमायाति शौरिः. So Shauri is nothing but in the same dynasty, like Krishna. He came to give us Kushalam, the auspicious Naha to us. Krishna came. Ayati comes because she saw from far Krishna's chariot coming, the dust rising, and Krishna's chariot is coming. Then she got she got relief that, oh, Krishna came to give us auspiciousness and to show how desperate she was for his help. He gives his examples. In the darkness, tamasi, in the deep darkness, if suppose sun arises, how wonderful it will be. In the people who are drowning, majjatam, aplavanam, without the boat, and if somebody sends a boat, how wonderful they'll feel, how grateful they feel. If somebody is very thirsty, then some sweet rain, rain cloud pours a sweet water, how wonderful it is. And if somebody is very, very poor, and then somebody gives a lottery to them, how happy they feel. And if somebody is suffering from a severe disease, they are not able to do their duties, and their ailment is cannot be cured, and some expert doctor comes and cures, how happy they will feel. So, like that, to give us auspiciousness, Krishna has come. So, whatever it is, if we learn in all the situations, take shelter of Krishna. Krishna is very grateful even for small service we do, and he will come behind us life after life to again remind us, please stop all these things. Come, take shelter of me. I own everything. I want to share with you. You know, I have loved with you. I want to share with you. It's like a son who fought with the father and he ran away. And father is very rich. He is a king and he has all the opulence. But son is not going with the father and he fought with the father and he leaves the home. And now on the road, he is like a beggar. He's roaming everywhere. Doesn't know what to eat, what to wear, torn clothes. He's roaming. If somebody comes and tells the son, please go to the father. Your father has everything. All you have to do is go again, patch up with your father, build a relationship with him. Then you can enjoy all the opulence. Then that's the most happiest thing for the son. And he will eternally enjoy the opulence. So Krishna has all the opulence and he wishes to share that opulence with us. Only thing he wants is our bhakti, devotion. We cannot please him with things. He has all the things. All he's looking is our, with the free will. If we choose to offer something in devotion to him, and it begins with chanting the holy names or hearing about him and things like that. We discuss the 9 processes of bhakti: shravanam, kirtanam, vishnu smaranam, right? That's all. And he's easily pleased, no problem at all. So because he says, right, patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktya upartam ashnami prayatatmanaha. He says, even if you give patram, a leaf, flower, phalam or fruit, and toyam, water, if you give me with devotion, I will accept it because I'm accepting the devotion behind it, not the actual object. Krishna is bhavagrahi janardana. He accepts emotion. Krishna, I don't have devotion, but I'm told that if I do this activity, it pleases you. So I'm still doing mechanically. Please consider this as some devotion for you and give me the real feeling so I can dedicate my life for your service. So many lifetimes we tried enjoying, actually, we never are satisfied. At least this one life, let's give to Krishna wholeheartedly and see how we can benefit ourselves and our family members and people who are connected to us. So that is the conclusion. So what we have discussed is that who are Devatas? Devatas are empowered administrators. There are roles people take, jivas take that roles, and they also face cycle of birth and death, and they also are empowered to give results, but the results are temporary and they cannot give immortality because they themselves are not immortal. So, and but at the same time, we should not disrespect them. We should see them in the proper perspective, but we can ask them for Krishna Bhakti. And ultimately, even if you have material desires, better to be take shelter of Krishna. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaridhi. Right? And then Krishna can give that also. At the same time, will purify us so we don't get further contaminated or entangled in the material nature. And we discussed the three modes are everything is bound by three modes in this material world. Even our body, in the morning we'll be peaceful, afternoon we are full of passion, and the night, we just want to sleep. Especially bad things happen more in the night because of the mode of ignorance is predominant. So that's why better to do spiritual activities early in the morning so it carries the mood throughout the day and we can sustain work life and home life and other things. And we discussed, work, food, charity, renunciation, happiness in the three modes. How do we rise above the three modes? By taking shelter of Krishna. He's the boss. He can allow us slowly to gradually elevate within the three modes, right? Above the three modes. And especially, Krishna, we can take shelter of Krishna through devotees. When we serve devotees, when we please them, their blessings can go long way in making spiritual progress more than our own efforts, actually. So we should find out how to, maybe help them, assist them in a way, and it will help us a long time. Great, in a great way. Um, so, for example, I will tell a personal thing about myself. Of course, we started journey 2000 almost four, right? Spiritual journey, and of course, I was in very young and so much in passion and thinking I'm the great person, everything, and somehow Krishna brought to spirituality, Krishna consciousness, and we are told to chant 16 rounds. Okay, I was trying to chant, and obviously my mind goes everywhere. It's not peaceful, it's disturbed, right? So one time I was traveling with my spiritual master along with my mentors to a flight, a different flight. Then in the flight, and there was a time we were waiting for the flight. So I was sitting in one corner. I was trying to chant. So I was chanting, trying to focus. My mind is like I'm waving my head like Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. In the airport, I was doing like this so much. Then my spiritual master was there. He was trying to maybe do something on the laptop, some service like that. And then he noticed. Then he called my mentor and called her and told, and something he told. Then she came slowly after some time and came to me and she told, "Oh, Pranati, maybe I was not initiated at that time. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, see, this is a public place. You don't have to do in such a dramatic way that, you catch attention. We should maintain low profile. People will be thinking what this person is doing, like that." So I said, "Oh, okay, okay," I thought. And then, of course, the intent is to focus, but then I'm forgetting the whole world where I am. I can show, how much disturbed I was and how much I was sincerely trying to take shelter and chant. And after some time, I got initiated, and then I was very grateful for my spiritual master. So I wanted to do some service for him. And I understood that there was no website for his lectures. So somehow I didn't know anything about internet, but I researched and did something. After we were married, we were newly married, but I was focusing my time, apart from work, to do something for the website, and I did the website. So by the time his birthday celebration, Vyasa Puja happened, the website was ready. So he got to know the news and he was so happy. And he then immediately called, where is Śyāmalā? I want to see her. And he spoke to, and there actually, I remember still, when he visited, nobody was there, just my mentor, Rasika Mataji is there, I am there. And he came, he took bath, and he was eating his evening dinner. And Mataji was making dosas, and she was serving. And she told, okay, I am making here, why don't you go and serve him? So I was so happy, like, oh, I'm getting the service. So I was holding the dosa, coming and giving like that. Then after some time, 2, 3 dosas, he said, okay, you sit down, he told. He made me sit next to him. And he asked me, okay, how difficult was your service? You spent so many hours to do this website for me. How difficult it is? Then no, it was not difficult at all. It was easy, nothing, like that. Said, oh, very nice. Thank you so much for this service. So for the benefit, for the service you have done, I want to give you some gift. And while eating, he took one bite, what he's eating, and gave it to my hand. This is called Mahaprasadam. Actually, it is said that when we eat prasadam, remnants of a great saintly soul people, we get amazing spiritual advancement. So I ate that. Then, actually, after that visit was very blissful. And still, I was, of course, struggling with my mind, in my chanting, everything. But after that visit, immediately I noticed my mind became so peaceful. I can realize all this agitation just went away. Now it's so calm, like a river, like a very deep ocean. It became very calm. Then I understood it's because my spiritual master is pleased, and I ate the remnants, and that's he gave some blessings. He prayed for me, he gave some blessings. So that's a secret actually. We are struggling so much to chant and we are not able to focus, but somehow if we do some service to some great souls, we don't know how the doors of things open for us. So yeah. Anyway, we discussed the divine and demoniac natures. All of us actually have these natures. It's not that some people are divine, some people are demoniac. Every day we all have these natures. We as if like we have good dog and bad dog within our body itself. So what we have to do is we have to feed the good dog, which is divine qualities, and we should starve the bad dog. Whenever our heart says, "Oh, you destroy this person's progress," maybe you tear their homework, or you tear like out of envy. We want to spoil. We don't want them to succeed. Don't act on those qualities. Don't act on the envy. The qualities will gradually go away if we take shelter, but we should not act on them. That's the only thing. So we should starve the bad dog and we should feed the good dog. That's the practice. That's why sadhana bhakti is about practice. Then, how do we cultivate good qualities? Of course, initially we should practically do it also, and ultimately we should take shelter of Krishna wholeheartedly. That we get all these good qualities naturally developed. Like for example, let's say you think of these qualities as a petals in a flower. One petal is maybe humility, other petal is determination, other petal is peacefulness, or things like that. You can pick one petal from each flower from the garden. If you want to make a flower, for example, you can pick one petal from each of the garden, different flowers, make an artificial flower, put a scent and say, oh, this flower has scent. Or you can naturally grow a flower from the scratch. You put a seed, you let it grow, put water, you nurture it, and make it build a tree and get it a flower which has a nice fragrance. So, similarly, even though artificially, little bit we may try to cultivate these qualities, but it will not sustain unless we have the innate bhakti which actually feeds it and which will help us to grow them naturally. When it grows naturally, the situations will not disturb the qualities. It becomes innate in us. All the dirty things went away and good qualities have decorated us now. So then we will become, it becomes very natural and it stays for us, with us forever, even across the lifetimes. Okay. So then that's the end of this session today. So we'll wrap up with Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. So all the things, I make a lot of mistakes, but all the good things are offered to our Guru Parampara and Shri Krishna, and all the things which I need to improve are going to be my mistakes which I need to work on. So any questions or thoughts at this point? I hope people are listening.
Yeah, yeah, Pranit. I have one question. Okay,
Uh,
so I know you very well. You used to be very focused. Like I remember an instance where you could study 18 chapters in a day. That focused you were, right? But for you also, it was so difficult to chant Hare Krishna Hare Rama mantra with so much focused mind, and it took I think quite several months for you also, no, to get on to that, no. Focused mind chanting, correct? So I was just thinking, like, for me, like, I think I need to practice a lot to attain to that level. Because I mean, when I do a comparison, I'm just saying like that. Okay, so okay.
no,
That's
actually, you know what, Bharati?
mm,
See, focus during our material things is different. Okay.
okay. Mm-hmm.
See, for example, I can maybe focused on job, work, everything. You may also feel, oh, I
Mm.
can focus on work, I can focus on cooking. But when it comes to chanting, why I'm not able to focus? Because the thing is, while chanting, chanting, the basically the name has to give us a taste. The name will only give us only when we are pure and when we are very, very, what to say, um, yeah, we are very steady. Okay,
Mm.
it's a years of practice. So that's why I also used to feel, Array, at work I'm focusing so much. Why at chanting I cannot focus? Because there is nothing else. All you have to do is hear and speak. But actually, if you notice, observe carefully, even at work, even though you feel your focus, every 2 seconds, the mind is going somewhere else. You're not just observing. See, now when you chant, you put everything aside, you sit and stay there, then you're observing why your mind is going. But other time, you're already distracted. So you don't even know that you're distracted.
Yeah, yeah, correct, correct, Pranati. I also noticed. So when I was chanting, I was so distracted, right? I want to see, like, while working, whether I'm focused. No, exactly what you mentioned is totally right. Even at work, we are thinking of so many things, but we don't notice that. That's it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Correct.
That will not come to our attention at all.
Yes, correct, correct. Yes. So when we work on, bringing the mind back while chanting, what will happen is we will be more focused at work also. So that focus will come to work and household duties. We'll be so focused. Okay, now I have to work. I'm going to work. Now I have to cook. So you'll be fully present. Then you get so much absorption and so much, and the quality of cooking will be so nice. The people who eat will get so much energy and enthusiasm. You're not thinking about checking Facebook and thinking about some movie and everything while cooking, right? So it's have such a drastic effect in the whole lifestyle fully. Thank you, Bharati, for bringing that up.
Yeah, I have one more question, Pranati, if
Okay.
you have time.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so yeah, this ignorance of mode, right? See, I could relate it so much, to my life. See, the people, they are addicted to all these bad habits, and when you try to say them that it is harmful to your health and you need to, tolerate the consequences, but they don't understand that. Okay, so we have only one life. Let me enjoy the way I want. So, do you know what happens after the death? So no, I mean, for so many people, they think that it's only one life, and let us enjoy that. Okay, so I have a question that, so whoever goes in this bad path in their whole lifetime, will they have a rebirth, and what kind of a birth they might have in the next? See, that is a question I always have.
Yeah, actually, the birth is not even like, the human birth is not guaranteed.
Oh,
Only when, at least if somebody does some bhakti in this life, little bit also, at least human birth is guaranteed, but that also we don't know what will happen. But yeah, of course, that's why they think, oh, let me enjoy. But they can become anything. They can become cat, dog, animal, anybody, anybody. So they will suffer later on. So that's why even to do bhakti, even to listen this much, somebody has to have some piety. Esham tvantagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam te dvandva moham vinirmukta bhajante mam ananya baki, says Krishna. So even to do little bit of this thing, somebody needs to have some amount of purity. If see, for example, my own brother, imagine how much I would have told him. But he's so much into ignorance, so much into bad habits, and of course, maybe now he's not doing, but earlier he used to smoke and all. but and so much into sleeping, eating non-veg, everything that they will not be able to act on it. The that's impossible. So what to do with such people is, if they are especially our family members, best thing is prasadam. They will not understand anything, will not do anything. Also, if you tell them to stop, also they'll not do. But if you are a little bit intelligent, and if you are understanding this, the best medicine is somehow give them some prasadam, little by little, little by little. That will slowly cleanse everything. And at one point, they will be in a stage, they will understand what you're speaking. So that's the only solution for such people, to bring them to the nature of purity.
Okay, okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Bharati. So anything else, Sujata and Saima Mahajan, somebody joined. I don't know whether they listened.
Yeah, I joined. Thank you. I
Okay.
listened to everything. I mean, I took a long break because we were traveling, so
Okay.
it was difficult to manage the time. But thanks, I'm happy to be back.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Saima.
Thank you.
Okay. Any comments you have, Saima?
Nothing really, but I enjoyed listening to it because it's that most of us, most of the things we know, we need to just follow them and practice them. And it's a reiteration and that enforcement, that a reminder that okay, continue to do and continue to follow this path.
Correct. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it's called, jnana and vijnana. Jnana is a knowledge. And only when we practice, it becomes vijnana, realization. Otherwise, it just, of course, it helps us definitely. Next life, maybe it'll help us. But unless we practice, we'll not be able to reap the benefits fully. Okay, Sujata, you can share something.
No, Pranati, I'm good. Actually, I'm very happy uh, hearing your experiences and how you Guru's blessings and
Yeah. Thank
Also,
you so much.
ma'am,
Huh.
the point that we had discussed is that and I'm falling short of the right word, but doing everything without any personal motive behind.
Mm,
Especially when you said, because that question was always in my mind, that you are taking these sessions and you don't charge, and with such dedication, you are, no matter how many people are there attending, but your commitment towards what you had promised to deliver is not fading away. So that is one thing which is, I mean, I think I learned that from you through these sessions, thanks to Krishna, that whatever we are doing. And I mean, a lot of times it did occur to me also that, oh, financially I'm not gaining anything, although the motive is to start with good intention, but then yes, sometimes that enthusiasm fades away, that people are not coming in, not there, even if I'm charging less. So it's never about the outer, what's outside of me, but it's always that inside of me. If I want to do it, let's just continue to do it, and maybe I'll gather good karma, and
mm,
let's just pass this life.
correct. Yeah, actually, it's of course it's a journey also. I was not. This is the way we become selfless little bit. Actually, I'm very very selfish person. So when after my MA, when I started these classes, then obviously, first I did one class for my MA students. Then slowly just being only two people attending. But then I understood, no, I want to just do it, and maybe videos I'll put it there. Somebody will watch. Even otherwise, because I'm speaking about Krishna, it's going to purify me, and I'm going to spend so much time studying about it and doing it. And it's actually a very wonderful thing. But I also had to, so much, uh, always talk to myself, why people are not coming, such a wealthy thing. Such rich knowledge I'm giving, I'm putting all the effort, why people are not coming. I used to think, but only thing is, see, the thoughts are there. Only thing is, I should not allow it to be disturbing my enthusiasm, disturbing my commitment. That if I, that much I do, I'm slowly coming to the level which Krishna is saying, that to tolerate success, failure, happiness, distress, honor, dishonor, just tolerate, do your duty, do your duty. And you know what happened? Krishna has his plan, that, if I have the desire, in the sense of maybe some honor I'm expecting, then Krishna took us this 1 year for me to test, am I really doing it for him or for some other things, like, people will appreciate me and things like that. So I did that nicely. So what happened now, when I announced the Sanskrit for adult course, for some reason, many of the mentors, my mentors, got to know about this course, and they started sharing it within their groups. And now it's a overwhelming response. Actually, I don't want to tell how many people have joined the group, but it's more than 500 people are joining that group. I don't know how many will show up in the WhatsApp group. In the actual Zoom meeting, I don't know. But uh, I am actually in a way on the other side. Oh Krishna, they say, right? Bhagwan jab deta hai, chappat paar ke deta hai.
Yes.
It's like, oh Krishna, now it's overwhelming. I would rather have a small group. So even if I make mistakes, nobody will make a big thing. Now it's a huge responsibility. Everybody's saying, I want to learn Sanskrit from you. And I didn't do like a big PhD or anything in Sanskrit, but I have some confidence I will teach. And now I'm like so nervous, and so it's a different problem now. So
But great experience. Yes. Great
Krishna has
experience. Yeah.
so much ways to, any time put us on spot. One the other side he was testing that, okay, are you
Yeah.
doing your determination with them when people are not there? Now he's testing, people are there. Are you going to deliver?
Mm.
Krishna, okay. Anywhere it is, whatever situation, if we keep remembering Krishna, that's the success of our life.
No, I really like that. You're saying, it's at least purifying me. I mean, that is enough to deliver. If it's purifying me, I can deliver, and that's how it gets purified. So,
Yes,
yeah, nothing like it.
yes, thank you.
All the
Yeah,
best to you, ma'am.
thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So, Bharti, you're saying something?
No, Pranati, I'm good. Thank you.
At least finally we had some laughter after all the philosophy.
Yeah.
Okay. Usually I don't share about my personality in the sense, because it's a class. No, we should not take talk. We should talk about philosophy and what Krishna says. And when one to one we meet, we can share all the stories of our journeys and all that stuff. But yeah, anyways, okay then. So we'll meet. Next session will be the last session. We'll concluding because the other class is starting, so I have to have some space to properly do it. And anyway, I think we covered all the topics nicely. I didn't at the same time compromise on the quality, or even now I'm already dealing with that course, but I'm not disturbed. I still did my double 100% for this one. So next class also we'll do, and that will be the conclusion. And then afterwards, I will tell you how to continue this journey with me if you want to do. Otherwise, I'll give you
Yes,
resources.
ma'am. Yeah, thank you. Surely, like, please do tell us. I would
Yeah.
really like to continue. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Hare
you.
Hare.
Krishna. Nice Sangha,
Thank you.
very nice. And many people are appreciating the video recordings. So I really appreciate, at least, few people are coming along with me. It was never, I was actually talking to Krishna. I was telling Krishna, I'm going to watch. Maybe there will be a session where nobody comes and still I do the session. So I can show you, how determined I am. But so far that didn't happen. So let's see.
Yeah.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Take care, everybody. Thank you.